the first game we're taking a look at is Cell Damage HD for the PS4, or specifically this version is for the PS4. Though back in the day I used to play this on the GameCube, and I can say that this looks pretty good. I believe they've very slightly updated the resolution of the textures and the way the game performs genuinely, so it looks a lot more cleaner and crisper and shows off more of that cartoony cel-shaded look of it. It's an unusual game. I'm not really sure how to truly classify it. It's a racing game with a bit of battling and some capture the flag. There isn't really much in the way of content here. It isn't as big as a lot of games were back then. You've got your basic, well, you've got 3 options when you enter the menu. Player, reward, and options. Options itself is very minimal. You've got music, voices. You can look at the controls, but you cannot adjust them. You've got vibration, language, credits. Credits is something they always seem to put into the options, I find. Even though it's technically an option. So, upon entering the game, you will have a select few of characters. I've already previously played this a fair bit, so I've unlocked some other characters as well. The characters are pretty cool. I mean, some are very weird, some clearly take inspiration from pop culture and literature. Some are just more unusual, like a T-Rex with a, what do you call that again? 4-wheeler monster truck. Well, that makes sense now you say it out loud. And more cute cartoony stuff. There are your main cast, and then there are boss characters that you can unlock later on. So here's a bit of, the way these reviews will basically work is I'll have a bit of gameplay. I will not pause or edit any of this. Not to be flashy, but mostly because I'm just too lazy to do that. But yeah, we'll take a jump into the characters. Bruno. I never really particularly had any favorite character in this one playing back in the day. Now, this is more of a game you would want to play with friends. On its own, it's alright, and it does have, well, it's a very arcadey game in which you are definitely mastering it rather than getting much substance out of it. I'm going to play on normal, jumps and laps and such. Now, wait on. Present? Oh, boss back, yeah. So you have a level selection system. This is the only real progression you'll have in this game besides unlocking cinematics for each character. Basically, you will unlock each stage as you progress through them. You've got to complete the first one to get to the next one, and so on. And eventually, you'll reach a boss bash, which is basically the same thing, but you're against every boss character, and the maps are more a combination of everything rather than one specific thing or theme. Now the game plays pretty well. It handles quite nicely. Very smooth. But if you're looking for a shitload of open world, mini game, side missions, you're kind of out of luck here. This game is very much so an arcadey type game, and it's almost sort of a tech demo back then, I think, for the actual game itself. There is some... Oh, fucking me, I did not know I talked out the camera. Holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. I didn't know it screamed out the controller.
That's right.
Well, that's something. Yeah, they talk out the controller apparently. I haven't played this too recently. Again, I used to play this as a kid. Yeah, just trying that. But yeah, funny game, half decent. Definitely a family game. If you have friends or just relatives to play with this with, you will have a much better time. But I say that in the sense that, you know, this is a game where you will be killing each other, beating up each other with that, so you may have a time when you scream at your family and/or friends. Hey, those would be fun. Yeah, I love it. yeah, there's not much really to review here, to be fully honest, but it is a fun game. It plays very nicely. It steers quite well. You've got a wide variety of weapons that you will see as you play it, and you use those variety of weapons to kill your opponent. Pretty sure I'm failing horribly at this racing mode. I completely forgot it was a racing mode. But yeah, you will be tasked with 3 different types of modes. You've got your basic racing, which is this. You've got a more combat mode where you have to... Whoever does the most hits is the winner. And basically it. Not much else to that. And then you've also got a capture the flag mode, which is interesting because you have to grab the flag. You can also grab multiple flags, up to 3 I believe, and then deliver it to a certain spot. But you have to also do that while avoiding other people attacking you and stealing that flag. Now the biggest downside to this game, for me, at least in the HD version, is that there is no online play. I think if they were to make this game online some goddamn how, it would benefit greatly. I think it'd probably be one of those little games of the month hit type things that everyone's playing because Jimmy YouTuber put on his channel. But yeah, simple game, quite fun. Failed that completely, so it seems like it booted me out the menu. Or I don't remember completely how the game looked. But I believe if you complete enough missions for any character, you will unlock these very, very weird cinematics. I'll simply do one character for the purposes of a shitty review, but let's go with Fleming. Fleming is all. Thinking, God, when you see this shit as a kid, way back in the day, it's like not exactly scarring, but you remember this shit.
Fleming,
yeah, I remember this shit.
And so smart.
I know.
Dude, wake up! You're gonna miss Zogar!
What are you talking about?
You know, Zogar, king of the Metrons? You're having one of those stupid dreams again, Fleming. Meanwhile, Zogar's signing Metron headbands in Hall B. Come on!
Coming.
Yeah, you get these, like, little movies, and they kind of remind me of, like, Simpsons Hit and Run. They're meant to be a bit weird and comical, but they don't really seem to serve any purpose. They're just sort of like, here's an intro to the character.
Fleming, I understand Butch here used to pick on you in school, steal your lunch
the
money,
tends
tear
to
off
be
your arms. How did that make you feel?
Horrible.
Like this.
Oh my God! What have you done to me?
Our
Very
next
weird.
bully is Jocko. Come on out, boy.
I have no idea what a purpose is of these schools. So
This may drain a studio's electricity.
I have no idea now. I think they're just a thing the developers did. This is why I generally believe the game is possibly just a tech demo. Nothing really ties in together with like the world they built, but they do nothing. You just sort of, I don't know, it's weird. Well, that is the worst review you'll probably ever find right here on YouTube of a game that I would kind of recommend. I think you should probably get this for maybe $10 Australian. Definitely get it on discount. Try and get it as cheap as possible. You won't really get that much out of it. If you played it as a kid, you'll get a bit of nostalgia, because it's basically the exact same thing, with a bit more polish, so it looks nicer. And yeah. Your unlocks are very few and not exactly satisfying. But it's a strange little game. I'm sure
on a
there's
very special episode
interesting
of Cell
story behind
Damage.
it.
Will Violet finally learn of the disease that's...
But yeah, that's Cell Damage. A very simple, very simple capture the flag racing fighting game. Sort of like a Super Smash Brothers without anything that really makes Smash Brothers. If you got family, friends to play with, give it a try. If you're on your own, try and get it as cheap as possible, and maybe just play it for like 10 minutes or 30 minutes before you realize you might just want to go play Overwatch instead. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.